Hi, good to see you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to be here.
How's the conference going?
It's been awesome. First time at Social Media Summit. Definitely a unique experience, especially in the location. I think this is such a beautiful location and unique to other multifamily conferences where I feel like the audience is very specific in the marketing world. A lot of times at like NAA or some of the bigger events, you don't get some of the unique conversations. But obviously, being a very marketing driven crowd, it's been really good conversation. So it's been great. Yeah.
Good for Perk, probably.
Yeah, good for Perk.
Yeah.
And again, every time we come to these conferences, there's somebody that I feel like I never would have thought I would be connecting with that ends up being this awesome relationship. So love being here.
I have a pair of socks from Perk from 2 years ago that I got at this conference. I love them, wear them all the time. And I just got a new pair. Your swag is so good. So for anyone that doesn't know about your company, can you tell us about your company, about your role, all that good stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the Senior Director of PMC Advertising. So Perk recently, as of yesterday, officially announced the merger of Lead Start Marketing, which was my company, founded about 7 years ago, all built around lead generation and multifamily. So obviously, goal number one for Perk and their new digital advertising, digital services division is going to be providing multifamily companies around the country with lead generation solutions that are a little bit more direct to consumer advertising. So often in our industry, we're so reliant on ILS, which can be really difficult to navigate when you need occupancy quickly, having a robust budget where you can increase and decrease as occupancy goals change, providing a unique platform that's going to allow multifamily communities and owner-operators to navigate the ever-changing digital marketing landscape. And ultimately, our goal is to provide a better lead generation experience. And then, of course, Perk's been around for about 10 years, and their core product is their lead nurture and lead automation product. So we live on top of websites, all your digital marketing stack. So when a lead is generated, we're going to handle the majority of the top of the funnel footwork that on-site teams are traditionally going to have to do, answering those benign questions that the on-site teams have to answer over and over and over. How many bedrooms? When are you looking to move in? Those questions that are just so easily answered in 2024 with AI. That's our digital marketing stack that will live on the website. So it was a perfect fit with our digital marketing service, lead generation, Perk, what they've been doing for 10 years. Perfect kind of marriage into this new product that we're launching.
Get those leads, work them, and pass them off fiery hot to leasing agents?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned advertising more like a general consumer brand versus like your ILS heavy advertising. Tell me about outside of industry experiences I've had as a consumer that are that type of advertising feels more like the type that you're providing.
Yeah, absolutely. So really, and this is where I'm so excited to talk about this because it's so close to home. If you're shopping for anything outside of an apartment or maybe a car, you're going direct. It's a direct-to-consumer approach. So you're going right to Google. I'm typing in Nike shoes, size 10 and a half, a very specific search for a very specific product. Our multifamily industry has lacked the ability to go directly to that consumer that's looking in the same way. If you were buying a pair of shoes or you're buying a $1 million car, the search journey is going to be largely the same. So providing that same search criteria and those same keywords, that same targeting is ultimately our goal in multifamily. So we call it direct to consumer. There's a lot of different words for it, but that direct to consumer approach is what we're going for.
So you're excellent at buying Google ads. You're excellent at buying Facebook and TikTok or Meta ads, whatever. How do those look different than hiring a different agency to run Google ads?
Yeah, great question. Just at the risk of sounding a little arrogant, I think it comes back to the experience I spent the last 10 years on the operation side, running campaigns for our own communities, understanding that the multifamily keywords, we ultimately shouldn't or can't compete with some of the big ILS budgets, right? I can't compete
for the word apartments.
Yeah, the word apartments in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
That cost per click is going to be
like $100.
Incredibly expensive and incredibly tough to compete with.
Yeah.
The way we get a little bit more strategic is some of the long tail keyword optimization, really understanding if I have a community with 10 vacancies, I don't need to outcompete apartments.com. I just need to be a little bit more strategic in the locations I'm targeting and when and how I'm targeting it. So ultimately, the name of the game for maybe the mom and pop, or even if you're a large PMC, the name of the game should not be trying to outcompete the ILS. It should be, how do we get a little bit more strategic with our placement and timeline with our keywords?
So who is the perfect dream ideal customer for your business?
I have thrived, and Perk has thrived with owner operators first and foremost. When they're able, when there is the ability to make real-time changes, that's where we thrive as a vendor. We don't have a lot of red tape. We don't have a whole lot of protocols for you to jump through to make your changes. So if you have 5 skips tomorrow, and you have the authority to increase your budget $1,500 because you know your cost per lease is $300 and leads for you at $20 a piece, and typically we convert at 10%, so let's call it $1,500. We can make those changes in real time. So that ability where there's not overly layers of approvals and somebody wants to make changes quickly, that's where we thrive. But of course, we have partners that are large and there's a little bit more red tape involved. But that ideal client relationship is definitely people that want to take control of their budgets and they want to really understand what their cost of acquisition is. Something else I'm super passionate about is I feel like far too often our industry does not care about what our cost per lease and cost per lead is. So those that really care about that cost of attribution are ones that we love to partner with.
Yeah. I don't even care about cost per lead, cost per lease.
Cost per lease, yeah.
Cost per lease, but also like the rate of close. I mean, I'm a marketer. I've been a marketer for most of my career on the operator side and now on B2B. And I can send our sales team 1,000 leads. They don't want those. They want 20 leads that all close.
100%.
I want to drive revenue, not traffic. So that's really cool that you are being so like agile with the marketing, and then you're nurturing it obviously with the marriage of the two products. So how are you getting this message and getting this brand in front of your customer? How are you marketing your business?
Early on, our retention rate is north of 95%. When we finally get a new client, it's very rare they leave, and the referral rate has just been exponential, right? It is such a small community. I know that it feels large sometimes, but then when you come to conferences like this, you realize that everybody knows each other. And when a solution works, people want to talk about it. So we have a large referral base. We're constantly getting referrals from local PMCs that will refer a friend, or a digital marketer will join a new company and they're like, hey, let me introduce you to this new solution. Obviously, Perk has such a large client base right now. Introducing this new solution is our goal in Q2 of this year, is our current client base introducing and showing the new PMC advertising that we're going to be offering.
That's awesome. So how are you going to be innovating in 2024 even more?
Yeah.
Post-merger.
Yeah, I think the name of the game for us with digital marketing, always evolving, the ability to have AI a little bit more within Google, dictating when and how we're changing budgets, I think is, it's already here, but I think it's going to continue to evolve. The dynamic landing pages is something I'm really excited about. So when somebody is searching a very specific keyword, that landing page they're getting to, it should feel very cut to them. So if I'm looking for 1-bedroom pet-friendly apartments, that page I'm landing on should mimic that exact same thing I'm searching for.
Yeah, and just like when you shop for clothes.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we shouldn't be throwing them to a generic homepage of a website.
Yeah,
right?
If I click on an Instagram ad for a dress, I'm going to go to that page with the dress.
100%.
Yeah,
exactly. So I feel like there's a big shift in that dynamic landing space of mirroring your lead generation efforts, your digital marketing with your actual website, and then taking it one step further into the CRM, right? That content that they're receiving should be very specific. And that's where Perk's lead automation does a great job of, if we know you're looking for a one-bedroom apartment, we're not going to be feeding you anything else but one-bedroom content.
How are you building those custom landing pages at scale?
That's a good question for the Perk automation team. We have an awesome development team at Perk. That's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but we have an awesome team that's developing kind of the ability to have dynamic pages that will mirror the ad set content. So it's a little over my head. I feel like I'm really good at what I do, but the more techie side is a little bit over my head.
There's got to be like a frame, and then they just flip the different parts of it out.
Something like that.
Yeah, because like when you buy Google Ads, you give them like a bunch of picture options, a bunch of copy options, and they just like arrange it.
Exactly.
And optimize it. I wonder if it's something like that.
Yeah.
So get them on the show. Let's hear. I want to know.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So any other thoughts or things that you want to share?
I mean, ultimately, I think that if I may be so bold, is I'm challenging digital marketers and PMCs across the country just to take a real good hard look at what they're spending, why they're spending it, and how they're spending it. There's a movement that I see across the board, specifically with some of the big ILSs, that we whisper to each other, there's got to be a better way, but we're scared to say it out loud. Why are we spending so much on ILS when there's so many tools out there that are going to provide us a little bit more control? They're going to give us a little bit more flexibility. We're going to be able to really get customized for your asset. When I throw a lead onto an ILS and it's seeing 6-year competitors, you're already behind the 8 ball from the beginning. I only want your lead being seen by one property. And in today's world, again, with social media, we have some content thrown to us all day, every day. I want to be the leader in the thought process of let's generate you a lead and let's make it your lead and your lead only. And I believe the rest of the industry is ready for that. And I'm hearing that a lot, these couple of days.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Appreciate it.